Yes? Recording in progress. Yuk, start.
Halo Ibu.
Yes, hello Amel. Did Amel say hello just now? And then she freezes.
Yes, Ibu.
Yes, Ibu. Yeah.
Oke.
Yes, Amel.
Sorry Bu. Jadi
It's okay.
join lagi. Ya. Ya, I try Bu to what I know about. Tadi aku juga udah salah ini sih Bu. Salah. Aku baru mikir lagi ternyata protaprosem tidak sama dengan unit map, unit mapping, unit planning, unit mapping, sama lesson plan. Nah, jadi kalau aku pikirkan begini Bu, paling tinggi itu prota, lalu kedua prosem, ketiga unit planning, baru keempat unit mapping, dan terakhir lesson plan. Udah, berarti unit planning itu adalah, kan kalau prota itu kan secara keseluruhan selama 1 tahun, 2 semester. Nah, kalau prosem itu lebih spesifik lagi, yaitu per bulan, bukan per bulan, per semester. Dalam satu semester apa saja yang dikerjakan, gitu, seperti learning goals-nya, semua secara detail ada di sana selama 1 semester. Terus diperkecil lagi itu unit planning. Berarti di dalam setiap bab, satu bab itu berapa pertemuan dibutuhkan waktu. Apakah dalam satu bab itu cukup dapat dikejar dalam waktu 4 minggu atau 3 minggu. Itu semua direncanakan dalam unit planning. Nah, terus unit mapping-nya itu adalah yang lebih spesifik lagi. Misalnya satu pembelajaran tadi itu maksudnya lebih spesifik dari unit planning, ya gimana mengatakannya ini. Jadi misalnya kalau kita buat kayak modul kan Bu. Nah, itu dari awal pertemuan bab 1 itu, dari awal sampai akhir itu kita buat dalam unit mapping-nya. Jadi udah lengkap semua di dalam unit mapping, tapi lebih spesifik dari yang unit planning. Lalu RPP-nya itu ya dalam pertemuan sehari-hari. Berarti untuk mencapai goal yang unit planning, unit mapping tadi dilakukan dibuat di RPP gitu, secara lebih spesifik daripada unit mapping.
Sudah cocok ini Amel ya untuk mempresentasikan apa yang menjadi insights kamu dan kelompok kamu tadi di depan para principals dan di depan sisi titik sekolah ya. Oke, good. Nah, yes, exactly. Nah, from what Amel just mentioned, anyone else who would like to add your new insights, your other insights?
Maybe me, Bu.
Yes, Theo.
I just actually it is already like complete from what Amel has explained to us. One thing that I want to add, maybe I want to echo in the part of like prosa and prosem, prosem and prota. Oh my gosh.
Prota prosem. Prota
Yeah,
tahunan
prota.
dulu.
Yes, prota and prosem. Actually, sebenarnya kan itu kayak it is they are provided by the government, but it doesn't mean that the school cannot modify it. That is why kalau kita lihat lagi prota dan prosem, they are so simple. Bahkan yang di sana cuma ada judul dari setiap kolom, which is nanti sekolah back again can modify that. And how to modify that? Of course, school need to what is it? Kalau kita di studi kurikulum dulu ada istilahnya satu tim di sekolah yang memang khusus untuk merancang itu semua. Itu saya lupa nama timnya, tapi di tim itulah mereka mungkin memakai apa yang sudah disediakan pemerintah tadi, dimodifikasi memang sesuai dengan kebutuhan sekolah mereka dan sesuai dengan kualifikasi dari setiap siswa mereka, karena setiap tempat, setiap sekolah itu beda-beda kualifikasinya. Seperti itu. Dan nanti apa yang sudah dirembukkan oleh tim ini, inilah yang akan dilanjutkan kepada kita sebutnya dengan guru tim mapel. Jadi di sekolah itu ada namanya tim mapel. Tim mapel ini setiap subjek beda timnya. Dan di tim itu ada PIC-nya, ada ada juga kadang disebut dengan ketua mapel gitu. Nah, disitulah mereka merancangkan untuk program mereka. Mungkin kalau teman-teman ingat, kita pernah dibagi sama Ibu Siana waktu itu 3 orang per kelompok per grade. Mungkin itu per grade ya, so to make it easier. Tapi sebenarnya di luar dari grade itu kita juga bisa sebutnya kita tim mapel, yaitu mapel bahasa Inggris misalkan. Nah, tim mapel inilah nanti yang bekerja sama merancangkan unit planning and also unit mapping sampai kepada lesson plan. It depends on the teacher that teach on that certain class. Mungkin itu sih yang mau saya tambahkan. Jadi kayak itu the government provide those two Prota and Posem, and back again the school can modify it based on the needs, tapi nggak melenceng dari apa yang sudah provided by the government.
Okay, thank you. Another claps, another party. That one, party symbol icon there for Theo. Thank you, Theo and Amel. Ya, ini Theo will be another representative ya to share what he's gained from what he has been learning from those documents in front of the principals and CCPTs in schools ya. Okay, prepare for that, Theo. Yeah. Okay, so there are two keywords, yeah, actually that has been pointed out by Amel and Theo. So the first one would be from Amel, from Prota until lesson plan. Actually, it needs to be planned. It's supposed to be planned earlier before the new academic year will run, right? For sure, yeah. And there should be a team to do that. For Prota and Prosem, as what Theo also mentioned, that it has been settled by the government. So the government will give the guideline that each school will have autonomy to modify, to adopt, yeah, to be more flexible in terms of the curriculum that the school will use, and also the needs of the students, the marketplace, yeah, where the school will be, yeah. And another thing also, when the school try to modify certain parts that the government has given as the guideline, yeah, to generate or to develop the the school's own modified Prota Prosem, as well as unit planning, unit mapping with their own terms, yeah. So each school will have different terms, might have different terms, yeah, but they will all revert to the same thing, yeah. So don't get shocked later on when you are placed or you have experience later on to observe in other schools beyond or under the yayasan or outside the yayasan. Yeah, there might be different terms, yeah, for each one of these documents, but actually they are referring to the same thing. Now, but even though the school has autonomy to modify, to adopt the government's document, but the parts that needs to be there should be allocation, the time allocation that will be the barrier, or the, what is it, not the barrier, the barometer itu ya, barometer. So the one that will make the school coordinators or the school administrator to consider about how or what certain points, what certain topics that they will need to include in their curriculum as well as their planned documents. Yeah, so started from Prota until the lesson plan document. Yeah, so that's why if you can take a look at the documents from Prota Prosem tahunan, betul, tahunan itu berarti mencakupnya ya 1 tahun ajaran itu mau ngajar apa saja, spesifiknya tentang setiap subjek yang akan diajar oleh setiap guru gitu ya, per tahun. Kemudian Prosem ya per semester, jadi bisa terlihat topik-topik pembelajaran dari setiap mata pelajaran yang akan di-cover dalam 1 tahun itu, yang adalah 12 bulan gitu ya. Dan di 12 bulan itu setiap bulannya ada 4 atau 5 minggu kan ya, ada yang 5 minggu juga. Nah, akan untuk satu topik mata pelajaran ini ya, ini akan tercover dalam berapa minggu dalam sebulan atau berapa bulan untuk bisa menyelesaikan satu topik mata pelajaran gitu ya. Nanti akan terrecord semuanya di dalam Prosem gitu ya. Nah, and then goes down again, unit planning. Unit planning will be unit planning. So the plan will be broader than unit mapping. If unit mapping, it will be more specific because when you have made the unit plan, then you will need to think about how each unit, just like what also Amel shared, that for example, if you need to when you meet the module for your PSAL courses previously, you will need to think about whether the unit that you are going to teach will be covered by this module. Now, that would be similar to the way you plan the unit planning, And the unit mapping will be more specific because it will be related closely to how the topics, the materials will be delivered to the students per day until the per day practice, in the classroom, When you need to generate that into more specific plan in the lesson plan, it means that you also need to think about how this lesson can be done daily and then unitly. That's why as the HSLH, now they are also they're also not now, but it has been years they have been modifying the guideline from the government in yearly overview document. So it's in SDHSLH, the document is called yearly overview, so that would also give an overview to the parents about all the things, all the topics in each subjects that their children are going to get in the entire yearly overview. And there will be unit mapping directly, the unit planning will be done by the CCTT, the unit mapping, since it's more specific and it's more related to the classroom context, that will be conducted by each teacher atau guru-guru mapel, guru-guru mata pelajaran. Then SDHSLH teachers also, they will need to start their lesson plan, started from how they could view one single unit to be delivered or to be taught in one whole plan. That's why it's called unit mapping. Okay, but don't be confused between unit planning and unit mapping. They are similar, but they are only the scope and sequence, that is, unit planning is broader, while unit mapping will be more specific into each unit. Now, if you have seen the unit mapping that I have shared as well, previously in your curriculum study course, you have also asked by your lecturer to make the unit planning, right? Not yet the unit mapping. So this semester you're going to make the unit mapping, which is simpler than the unit planning. Okay. Now, if I could share the unit planning that you have ever made in your curriculum study course, it will look like this, right? Rancangan unit pembelajaran started from the vision, mission, and then the course itself, and then you can see also that there is also a time duration, it's supposed to be 4 times 40 because it's 4 hours per week, right? Jadi kan harusnya 4 kali 40 bukan 2, And then the unit title, along with all the biblical perspective, the grand narrative view, yeah, and also the WKA, which is very related to the previous one. I mean the BCW, yeah, WKA, yeah. We have also gone through this when you also had your previous PSAL, right? Ya, materinya, and then the enduring understanding. Nah, the unit mapping will be studied from this one, enduring understanding, ya, until the end. Okay, and you will need to do it in a more specific scope, yeah, for unit planning. Okay, so what you need to do is to think about the topic that you are going to work on with your group later on. Okay, and the grade level, you have got the grade level that you're going to make for the unit planning, I mean unit mapping. And you're going to conduct it also in your team, in your micro teaching, individual micro teaching, right? Now, and then after that, you will need to start with making the unit mapping. Okay, wait up. Wait, not this one. Oh, any questions first before before I showed you the unit mapping template?
Ibu, I have a question.
Yes.
So for the lesson plan, we do it by ourselves, like for
Yes.
one topic. For example, I choose narrative text. So for the unit mapping, should I collaborate with my teammates to make the narrative text as one unit map, or for example, they choose another topic like recount text and we mix it together in one unit map. Unit mapping.
Oh, yes. Okay. I think it's better for you to work collaboratively in one group, yeah. So as if you were the team or the grade level teachers who will also later on, eventually later when you are placed in schools, you will also need to collaborate with other teachers with the same level, grade level, teaching the same subject as well. Yeah. So I think, yes, you may choose the same topic within one group, yeah, so that you can also share your thoughts, support each other, give suggestions, yeah, share ideas together. But of course the difference would be in the KI, in the KD gitu ya. KI-nya boleh sama, KD-nya beda, ya. Just like what you have ever done also previously in the previous PSAL. Waktu itu juga gitu kan ya, modulnya juga bisa saling berkolaborasi dengan topik yang sama, tapi KI-nya bisa sama, KD-nya yang berbeda gitu ya. Approach-nya juga bisa similar, so you will need to figure out how to teach this specific skill with this specific topic to your grade level of students, and try to also to gather data also in relation to the students level of misalnya kalian mau membuat ini untuk SDH school or SLH schools, grade 7 or grade 8 gitu ya. And then which semester 1 or semester 2 ya. Even the WKA also you can collaborate each other. Okay? Ya. Okay.
So Ibu, yeah. Okay. About the kan, as what I see in the example, so the KD should be one, like KD 3.4, KD 4.4, like one gitu kan Bu. Berarti kalau misalnya saya dan teman saya, misalnya Amel ngambil 3.5, jadi KD-nya 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, baru KD 4 gitu Bu. Tapi kan topik kita bisa beda gitu jadinya Bu.
Once again, Opi, once again.
Kan kalau KD itu kan per topik ya Bu. Misalnya KD 3.4 naratif, 3.5 recount, 3.7 misalnya deskriptif misalnya kan Bu. Berarti di unit map itu kita ngambil topiknya tiga-tiganya kita gabungin atau kita pilih satu aja misalnya
Satu aja
karena
berarti, satu aja berarti. Satu aja.
Oh,
Berarti satu aja ya, supaya nggak ini
berarti
ya.
satu tim semuanya gitu Bu?
Satu tim, satu grup maksudnya.
Iya, berarti lesson plan kami bertiga bakal sama jadi tentang deskriptif teks gitu bertiga.
Sebentar, Opi. I think what you asked was about the basic competence, right? If the basic competence, for example, with one KI, there will be different basic competences, right? Bener nggak? Akan beda kan ya? Satu KI, terus KD-nya kan bisa macam-macam. Tapi maksudnya gini, kalau misalnya satu grup itu memilih misalnya narrative text gitu kan ya. Nah, untuk KD-nya, KD yang pertama misalnya 3.1 sama 3.2, emang sama? Referring ke kompetensi yang sama. Kan enggak kan? Enggak, kompetensinya enggak sama kan? Walaupun topiknya bisa jadi sama, narrative text. Gitu kan ya? Betul? Basic kompetensinya
rata-rata beda sih. Misalnya kayak KD 3.1 sama 3.3, pokoknya rata-rata beda gitu Bu topiknya, udah spesifik di KD. Iya nggak sih guys?
Okay, so to make it easier, guys, after this, you're going to you are going to discuss with your group, yeah, and then try to discuss and decide whether if you are using the same topic but with different KD, KI-nya tetap sama, ya, KI KD. KD-nya bisa jadi beda. Nah, kalau misalnya kalian referring ke yang topik yang sama, apakah akan lebih gampang? Maksud saya gini, yang penting kalian bisa kolaborasi gitu aja. Ya, which one that will be easier for you? Because I know that this semester you will have so many assignments that I don't want you to get too sangat-sangat terbebani dengan ini gitu loh ya. To make you all easier to collaborate. Itu aja sih. Oke, guys?
Oke,
kalau
Ibu.
misalnya satu tim bertiga kan Bu, topiknya sama nih misalnya deskriptif. Berarti micro teachingnya 3-3 deskriptif enggak apa-apa?
Enggak apa-apa, tapi kan kompetensinya beda. Yang di refer itu kan beda kan kompetensinya kan? Yang menjadi targetnya. Ya, oke. Sudah bisa membayangkan ya.
Oke, Ibu. Terima
Ya,
kasih.
tapi seperti yang tadi saya sampaikan, menjadi ekspektasi saya adalah kalian bisa bekerja sama, berkolaborasi selayaknya kalian nantinya ketika kalian ditempatkan di sekolah-sekolah. Kalian juga harus belajar untuk mendengar pendapat dari orang lain, mendapat masukan, kemudian kalian dengar, kalian juga memberi masukan. Jadi as if you were the real teacher gitu loh. Because this PSAL will be your last PSAL. Are you having PPG also? PPG course for this semester?
No, Ibu.
No.
No, Ibu.
Not yet.
Tahun depan, Ibu.
Tahun depan ya, PPG kok sudah jalan ya? Ada beberapa dosen yang sudah mengajar PPG untuk berapa itu?
2018, Ibu.
I thought that they have passed. Oh iya ya, masih ada 2018. Masih ada 2018 ya.
Oke. Jadi sidang dulu Bu, baru ini PPG.
Oh iya, of course. I ever thought also PPG, tapi not this semester, ya. Not next semester either. I don't know. Nah, ya, cohort 2018 ya. Oke. So at least this PSAL course will be your last PSAL, and then after that you will have another atmosphere, PPG atmosphere, and after that you will have another atmosphere, the school atmosphere. Ya, jadi kalian harus dipersiapkan gitu ya untuk dunia kerja yang beneran gitu ya dari sekarang. Oke. Ya. So guys, Since we have
Fanny
any more question? Yeah, Fanny raise up your hand. Yes, Fan?
Bu, I don't know if I missed this part or not. Regarding the KIKD that we will make, that you just explained to Opsi. So what we will make is for the same grade, ya Bu?
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, because I thought that even when we have like almost like a similar KIKD, but if we have like different grade, then it will be different as well. But since we make the same one, okay,
Yeah, that's why you need to collaborate. Usually also the team teaching, I mean the grade level teachers who need to collaborate also in schools, in the real schools right now, they're also collaborating each other who are teaching the same grade as well, the same grade, the same subjects. Okay. Okay, so next I'm going to wait before you go online with your groups. I would like to share this to you all. If you can see my screen over here, this is the unit mapping. Interdisciplinary unit mapping. Nah, since you are all from ELT, then I cannot put you like as if you were the PKN teacher, the IPSP teacher, but at least when you try to make the unit mapping for your grade level, with your group mates, please think about how this English can contribute also with other subjects, even though you don't need to make the unit mapping for other courses or other subjects, but at least how English can contribute also to the interdisciplinary unit mapping that you will also face later on in the real practice, I mean in schools gitu ya. Jadi supaya kalian nggak kaget dan supaya ketika kalian merancangkan unit mapping kalian, kalian bisa melihat secara lebih luas gitu ya bagaimana si English ini gitu ya, bagaimana si English ini bisa berkontribusi bekerja sama dengan skills-skills lainnya, misalnya skills bahasa Indonesia, IPS, social skills kan, ya, kemudian IPA, like for example the scientific skills gitu ya, that students also need to accomplish throughout the semester, for example, gitu ya. Jadi supaya kalian juga enggak terpaku ke misalnya ke narrative text, ke descriptive text, jadi semua tentang teks. Padahal ada teks yang lain, padahal ada juga scope bahasa Inggris yang lainnya gitu ya. Nggak cuman ngomongin tentang tenses gitu ya, tapi bisa juga merambah ke yang lainnya gitu ya. So I want each one of you also to own your learning process. That's why you are allowed to discuss within your group and choose the topic, the theme, the scope that you are going to work together later on. Okay, guys? And pay attention. You will start with the enduring understanding, So you don't need to make the protaprosum, but at least you have your knowledge background, your thinking process first, about the related topic that you're going to choose, and what would be the enduring understanding for that? What would be the assessment that you're going to cover, including cognitive, affective, and also the psychomotor. Especially for the psychomotor skills. Most of the teachers, they choose to assign the students to present something. Pokoknya student disuruh present aja, nanti berarti itu sudah masuk ke penilaian psikomotorik mereka gitu. Belum tentu juga gitu ya. Maksudnya kalau dalam konteks online seperti ini kan memang kita nggak bisa menilai secara psikomotoriknya anak, perkembangan psikomotoriknya mereka. Dan biasanya guru akan melihat itu dari presentasi dalam video misalnya yang dikerjakan oleh anak-anak. Terkait juga dengan hal itu, kognitifnya juga bisa dinilai gitu ya. Atau bisa juga kalian bisa putar otak, berkreasi gitu ya, bagaimana English ini bisa juga terintegrasi dengan misalnya mata pelajaran seni dan budaya, art and craft. How can you integrate English also in those classes, those subjects, so that when you expect your students to perform their cognitive, their competence in English, their skills in English, but they can also perform something out of their creativity in making something or in designing something, okay, that will involve their physical skills, their physical strength as well, gitu ya, or with dengan misalnya PE, could be, or with the music subject. Jadi makanya tadi saya bilang, try to think about how English can be integrated with other subjects, even though you don't need to make other subjects unit mapping, itu loh. Oke, guys?
Oke, Bu.
Ya, oke.
Oke, Bu.
Yeah, I think that that's all I think that I want to emphasize. Strategi, kalau tentang strategi ya jelas ya. Oke. Sumber pembelajaran, oke. Ya, TK WKA sudah jelas, pasti kalian harus review lagi ya, supaya sesuai dengan topik kalian, grade level, the needs of your students ya. What else? Essential question itu juga jangan lupa, karena nanti essential question bisa digunakan ketika kalian mereview pembelajaran nanti ya, waktu micro teaching. Jadi semua yang kalian sudah pelajarin di PSL sebelumnya jangan dilupakan gitu ya. Please try to review all those things. Okay, guys? Ya, Olin, raise up your hands, Lin.
Iya, Bu. So I want to ask, Bu, itu yang tadi itu apa namanya, unit
Mapping?
Ya, unit mapping. Itu kan sama seperti unit planningnya, gabungan 3 pelajaran ya, Bu ya. Maksudnya kan kita kan satu grup ini ada 3 orang dengan grade yang sama. Nah, berarti kita harus membuat unit mapping dan unit planning itu gabungan dari kita bertiga kan ya, Bu?
Oh iya, betul. Unit mappingnya kalian karena kalian mengajar grade level yang sama, mata pelajarannya sama gitu kan ya. Dan nanti ketika kalian memasukkan si KIKD gitu ya di bagian tengah tadi, kalian bisa masukkan semuanya nih. Yang kompetensi dasar ini gitu ya, kalian bisa masukkan yang KIKD-nya dari setiap kalian gitu. Jadi seperti ini nih misalnya. Ini kalau ini kan berdasarkan subjek gitu kan ya. Kalau nanti yang kalian tuliskan adalah berdasarkan KI-nya gitu kan ya. KD-nya bisa berbeda.
Kalau dibikin 3 ke bawah gitu, Bu, jadi 1 atas ini khusus untuk misalnya kan kelompok saya Dimas, berarti Dimas semua karena kan pemahaman sepanjang hayat kita berbeda. Begitu juga dengan assessment dan strateginya. Kalau digabung semuanya kan bakal jadi panjang, Bu. Kalau jadi dibikin satu tabel ini punya Dimas, terus nanti bawahnya ada punya Olin, bawahnya ada punya Milka.
Boleh juga. Yang itu juga boleh. Cuman maksudnya kalau enduring understanding-nya apakah completely different? Kalau dengan topik yang sama?
Iya enggak? Jadi sama aja, Bu, nggak apa-apa.
Bisa sama aja pemahaman sepanjang hayatnya, enduring understanding. That's why you can discuss, and then decide. Karena pemahaman sepanjang hayat ini kan sebenarnya sifatnya general ya, walaupun nanti secara spesifik untuk setiap KD-nya kalian kan masing-masing lebih spesifik maksudnya. Nanti akan terlihat ketika kalian menaruhnya nanti di bagian bawah di rencana loh. Harusnya ada kan ya si RPP-nya ya, nanti akan terlihat lebih jelas di sana nantinya untuk spesifikasinya gitu. Tapi untuk enduring understanding-nya sama aja nggak apa-apa. Karena topiknya sama gitu kan ya.
Oke, Bu.
Oke, sip. Ya.
Berarti tahap pertama yang perlu kita lakukan adalah memilih topik ya, Bu?
Yes, betul sekali. Kan grade level kalian kan berbeda kan? Setiap grupnya sudah masing-masing ada.
Ya.
Kenapa?
Oh,
iya.
Setiap guru berbeda.
Maksud saya grade level kalian untuk setiap grup berbeda. Jadi, Misalnya grupnya
Iya, iya.
Olin, grup berapa nih? Grade levelnya grade level 4 misalnya gitu kan. Kelas 4 gitu kan. Kok kelas 4? Kelas 9 misalnya gitu kan. Nah, kelompok yang lainnya grade 10 kan beda-beda. Nah, satu grup kalian langsung diskusikan tentang enduring topiknya, kemudian masuk ke enduring understanding gitu ya. Dan seterusnya ini. Oke?
Oke, Ibu. Saya ada pertanyaan lagi, Ibu.
Yes. Tapi
Untuk
sorry ya,
strateginya
Olin.
itu
Sorry, Olin. We only have like 3 more minutes. If I cannot answer here, I will answer it later on in our WAG. Ya, okay, that's fine.
Oke, Ibu.
Yeah. Yes, Olin, it's okay.
Oh, iya. Oh,
You can continue
lanjut
your
aja ya, Bu.
question first.
Saya bingung, Ibu, yang bagian tindakan nyata atau pelayanan misi itu apakah sama dengan psikomotor atau berbeda, Bu?
Bisa berbeda, bisa sama sih. Maksudnya ini kan community service action gitu ya. Something that they can do further gitu ya. After they have learn about this specific topic in this lesson, then what can they do, what can they contribute gitu ya to the community. Saya pikir untuk bisa melihat perkembangan anak-anak secara holistis gitu ya, berarti ketika mereka bisa mengkonsepkan, mendesain gitu ya, atau gurunya sih ya, gurunya yang mendesain kegiatannya, kemudian dari kegiatan ini bisa terlihat bagaimana siswa-siswa ini mereka level untuk being compassionate for others misalnya, dari ide-ide yang mereka sampaikan misalnya, gitu kan ya. Kemudian apa yang mereka bisa lakukan untuk bisa mengextend atau mengexpand enduring understanding yang mereka sudah pahamin ketika mereka selesai topik ini misalnya, gitu kan ya. It could be in any other ways. It could be in their campaign maybe gitu ya, that will involve their physical involvement, their cognitive involvement, their character development as well gitu kan ya. Jadi bisa bervariasi sih. Dan pikirkan untuk bagaimana kegiatan-kegiatan yang kalian desain itu bisa membantu siswa bertumbuh, berkembang secara holistis, termasuk their spirituality. Gitu. For example, at the end of the this certain event, and then you ask them to make a reflection personally, gitu ya, and then you will also give feedback on their reflection, for example. Oke?
Oke, Ibu, terima kasih.
Oke. Oke. Any other questions? We have only less than 1 minute. You can continue asking questions further in our WAG after this, yeah, if we don't have time. And after this, until 3:30, you have time to discuss with your group to decide the topic and start making the unit mapping. There is also a blank document, a blank unit mapping template that I have also posted there in the OneDrive link. Okay? Okay? Yes. Okay, that's all for today, everyone. Let us pray to close our class, and we might have the amen in our